Welcome to Tackett's House of Horsepower. It's me, Steve Tackett, and like I said at the end of my last video, the crunch is on. I need to get 3 cars to Duct Tape Drags in 8 weeks. 2 of them are basically ready. Little nods and ends I want to check out on them and stuff. But the main one I want to take to Duct Tape Drags is a long ways off still. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll walk through it. But the crunch is definitely on. I have a lot to do. So let's get started. All right, let's do a quick and dirty assessment of the situation here. All right, I need a battery. I need an air cleaner. That's gonna clear this hood, probably not. I need a master cylinder. I need to make some brake lines. I don't have a brake pedal. I don't have a transmission. I don't have a drive shaft. I don't have exhaust. I don't have transmission cross member. I don't have a dash, a light switch, a wiper switch, a tachometer, a seat belts. Some of these windows are not exactly attached, including the back window. It's just kind of hanging out here. Okay, that seems fine. A lot of the trim on the car is not here or in the trunk. I've got, let me see. The bumper is being held on with like 1 bolt maybe somewhere. So that's not good. We need to bleed the brakes, finish the wiring, hooking everything up. Probably do a front end alignment. I'd like to get front rims that match the rear ones, if I can find them. What else? Front tires. Yeah, there's a lot to do here. And like I said, I've only got about 8 weeks. So that's going to be a pretty tall order. Not so much that the time is a problem, but getting the parts, getting them here quickly is also a problem. So there's lots to do. I got to get going, but first I got to go pick up Oki. Oki's been sitting down at my buddy Jason's shop for a week now, and I told him to just do the alignment whenever he gets a chance, and it's done. It's been done for a couple days. So I got to run up there, hook up the truck trailer, go get Oki, come back, and get started on something. I got to knock stuff off the list. Okay, I'm back. Oki's back, down and dirty's hanging out. Jason said that the alignment turned out perfect, so I shouldn't eat up the inside edge of the tires anymore. So that's good. We're not dragging the front tires down the street. So we'll get better gas mileage, better everything, and we're not going to eat tires. And I love the stance. The 2 inches lower basically just makes it perfect. So these 2 cars are just pretty much ready to go to Duct Tape Drags. These 2 are going to have to drive down. I think we're going to take the truck and trailer, and we'll probably put this guy on the trailer, because that 406 and that little radiator, this one probably has the better chance of overheating. So this one I'm thinking will get trailered. These 2 will have to drive down. So probably should do oil changes and everything. This one has a slight hesitation with the carburetor still. I need to maybe change the accelerator pump cam, or maybe put a little bit larger squirter on there, possibly accelerator pump squirter. Nothing major. It's basically ready to go. Maybe an oil change, and those are good. This one, on the other hand, these two. This one needs a lot of work. Just like these two need a lot of work. Check this out. I sometimes get parts off of random people on Facebook. Like this guy Mark. I met him on the Nova Facebook, one of the Nova Facebook pages I'm on, and he said he had some stuff, so I hit him up. I needed this knob, and I needed this little chrome piece that says lights on it. Yeah, right there. And he gave me a switch. He said the switch is good, it works. So some brackets for the bottom of the grill, and some turn signals. So big thanks to the guy Mark on Facebook. That's pretty cool. Check those things off the list. And of course, there's always Summit. I got some stuff. What did we get? Oh, I got a new starter. I got a little mini torque starter. Yeah. I got a starter. Oh yeah, and seat belts. I needed seat belts for this car and for Down and Dirty. So I got some basic lap belts. And they're good as long as I don't go below 11.5. Lap belts is all you need. And then oh, look at this, a Shift-Lite little. I didn't go with like a monster tack, but I did get a tack with a Shift-Lite. Especially if my buddy Jesse's gonna drive this thing. He will literally shift it when the rods come out of the bottom of the oil pan, because that's how he drives. But let me open that up and I'll show you. There we go. I didn't want to get nothing monster huge, and I did want a Shift-Lite. So I went with this guy. Fairly inexpensive. And I think it'll look fine up there on the dash. So we could put that in. Like I said, we gotta make progress every chance we get. Good morning. Welcome to day 2. Yes, sorry, day 2. I got confessions to make. I basically lost all of yesterday because, can you move? Thanks. Yesterday, I set the car on the ground and I was gonna roll it back a little bit so I could get some work done. And I set the car on the ground and it didn't want to roll. And that was a problem. So I jacked it back up and started to take a look around. And basically my slapper bar was sitting too low. Okay, you guys, seriously. It was sitting too low. So the edges of the flange was hitting the radius of the rim. So I had to jack it back up, take tires off it, take the slapper bars back off of it, grind a little bit out of the plate, the bottom plate on the leaf spring, so that the slapper bar would sit more level and higher, and it straightened it out and it made it level. So yeah, anyways, I had to do both sides, and now it's back together. I didn't want to film all that because I didn't want to film stuff I've already done, you know. So I turned the stereo on and I was a little bit angry anyways. So anyways, I got this fixed. The car rolls, nothing's rubbing, so that's good. But I didn't film anything. So here we are, day 2. Now we can get some stuff done. Okay. All right. So anyway, sometimes stuff doesn't fit exactly perfect first try. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do 2 or 3 tries. You know, you just don't give up. So anyway, let's get going on this dash. I'm gonna throw this in. I got this little bezel and switch from a random guy named Mark off of Facebook. So he said it was good. So I'm just gonna throw it in and see what happens. I don't think a random guy on Facebook would lie to me. So let's do that. So on these light switches, you got this knob pushes and pulls in and out, and you got to get it out. And the way you do that is on the bottom, you got this little button. There's a little spring-loaded button right here. You pull it out, and then you push this button in, and it pulls out. And then you got your little nut right here. So you plug it in, stick it in the dash, put your little bezel on. Where'd it go? Put your bezel on, and then screw it all together, and then shove your knob back in there. Simple, pretty simple, hopefully. Okay, that was easy enough. Now that the coffee's kicking in, let's do something a little more ambitious. Put this guy somewhere up here, maybe. I think that'd work. Now, somebody before me kind of sort of butchered up the dash already. So normally I would not do this. That's not my style. But since it's already there, I might as well mount it somewhere here. I can run the wires through there. I mean, there's already a hole there, might as well use it. But I didn't do that. I just want to go on record saying I didn't do that, okay? So, that's my style, something a little cleaner. But anyways, let's get this out here, see if we can't mount it up, see what happens. I kind of like this gauge. It's got an adjustable Shift-Lite right there in the center. And it mounts. You just got this little bracket. You mount that where you want it, and it just comes on and off easy. Slides right in. There we go. I kind of like it. And it was cheap too. So I think what I want to do is maybe mount it. I don't know if I want to mount it like here or further over here. Maybe further over here. This is kind of in your line of sight too much. I don't know. Let me get the bracket on it and see. I just got sidetracked again. I set the tack up here to, figure out where I wanted it, and then I was gonna film it, and then I was like, oh man, that window is dirty. I better clean that. And I started cleaning it, and yeah, this is what I've been doing. This tent used to go all the way across, and it's terrible. Have you ever had to scrape off old cheap tent? It's literally, it's like the worst thing ever. So trying to get this off, trying to clean the window so I can finish the tack install and make it look pretty for the video. It's too hot for this. Okay, I'm done making a mess, and the front window is all cleared off. That looks pretty good, except for somebody glued on a mirror that doesn't belong there. I'm not sure how to get that off without breaking anything. But don't put cheap tent in your car. You're gonna eventually regret it. So that took a long time to scrape off. And just think, I have to do all the other windows too. So that's great. Anybody want to come over and have a tent scraping party? Come on, it'll be fun. Anyway, let's get back to the original job of putting in the tack. All right, how's that look? I thought about putting it over here, but then it's kind of behind your hand, So over there, it's out of your line of sight, but still pretty close. And there's already a pre-existing hole that somebody drilled. So if I use that pre-existing hole, then I don't have to drill excessive more holes than are already there. So let's do that. I'll put it right there. Let me mark it and I'll start drilling. And then for drilling, I got me one of these little cheapy angle drills, because when you got to get up next to the glass, you know what I mean? You got to get in here with a drill. It's kind of difficult. So get you one of these little cheap Harbor Freight angle drills, and it's saved my butt a few times, you know, if I got to get in someplace hard to reach. Okay, we got that mounted up. Now we need to stick this in there, but first I want to tape up these wires. I don't want them exposed like that and then, you know, rubbing on that hole and stuff. I don't know, I tape it all up so you can't see the wires, and then we can set this on and screw it down, and then all we got to do is hook it up. Okay, it's in, it's mounted. Now let's take a look at the instructions. The first steps is for switching it for 4 or 6 or 8. It comes already set up for 8, so we don't need to do all that. Otherwise you have to take it apart and flip some switches and some stuff like that. Now, since we're skipping that, we just go straight to the wiring, and it's really simple, 4 wires. We're gonna do the MSD box. So your white one is your dash lights, red one is 12 volt switched, black is chassis ground, and green is your signal from the MSD box. So that's pretty simple. But I got sidetracked. I keep doing that. I keep getting sidetracked. So I'm wiring up this, and I'm like, hey, I need to wire up my lights. You know, the white wire goes to the lights. I need to wire in the lights for this, and I need to wire in the light for the shifter, this one down here. So I'm like, I might as well do them all. So I am gonna tap into this gray wire, cut that, splice it, run it over here, hook up all my white wires so all the lights come on with the dash. The green wire is gonna go over here, that top one right there. That is my signal from my MSD. And then red is 12 volt switched and black is chassis ground. So that's pretty simple. But when I'm done, since I'm here, I might as well do my neutral safety switch and put that white wire over here to the light. Go ahead and finish it all up. I mean, I might as well. I'm here. So we're doing exciting wiring stuff now. Great. All right, neutral safety switch, and the little light bulb is wired in. All 3 of these are wired in, and that guy's wired in. So I can put the shifter back together, clean up my mess, and I think I'm pretty much done. It is, I got the fan right here. I have to run the fan directly on me. It is like ridiculously hot. So let me finish this up and get out of this heat. All right, shifter's put back together, and I think it looks good. I don't mind it at all. Not too overdone, you know what I mean? I didn't want a monster 15-inch tack with a Shift-Lite blocking half of the window. I just wanted something I could see with a Shift-Lite, you know, basic, which is all this car needs. That thing would be easily mounted on a steering column too. The bracket is rounded in the middle, so if you wanted to mount it like on a steering column, you could. And hold on, just in case you wanted it, that's the part number 2302. So there you go, almost ready. I just hit up a guy on the Facebook. He's gonna send me a gauge cluster that's in good shape, because mine's got a broken speedometer. So as soon as I get that, the dash will be finished. So it's coming along, but anyway, I gotta clean up quick because we got dark clouds rolling in, It's monsoon season, so it'll be sunny all day, and then about 5, 6 o'clock, the clouds start rolling in, and then it gets real dark. And then it blows and wind and lightning and, you know, monsoon season. So anyway, let me push all this stuff back in, clean up my mess, and then I think we're done. Okay, I switched back to my clean shirt. I have to keep a clean shirt for the opening skit and the closing skit because the in-between parts are pretty sweaty and gross and nasty. So I switched back to the clean shirt so I can shoot the ending. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for sticking with me and hanging out with me. I got some new subscribers recently. We're at 1,500. That's shocking to me. Like, very humbling, very humbling. I really appreciate the support, the comments, the likes, the subscribes, telling your friends, hit the bell. All that stuff is super, super helpful to me. And I know this video is probably going to be kind of short. I didn't shoot a whole lot yesterday because I had to redo stuff that I have already done. Anyways, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you take a step forward and you gotta take a step back and take it too forward and then, you know, something. I don't know. But the clock's ticking. I'm down to like 8 weeks. This thing has got a ways to go still. So I'm doing my best. We're gonna try and get this thing to the track. Please stick with me. Hit that bell so you can follow along. And I'll see you next time.